What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hanny Show. Today, I have another special guest, so I'm going to have some questions from him. What's your name? What do you do, man?
My name is Dennis. I'm a mortgage broker. I do other things in the stock market too, but primarily right now I'm a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
So I help anyone who's looking for financing to buy real estate, or if you have real estate that's paid off, I can help you do equity takeouts, take the money out of your real estate and hopefully deploy it to something else.
That's amazing, Dennis. Mortgage broker, man. How long have you been an entrepreneur for?
I've probably had the entrepreneurial mindset since I was young, but as a real estate financing and the financial services side, I'd say about 11 years. And it's been good with its ups and downs. Feels like there's been more downs than ups, but I'm getting to the ups now, and I think it's good.
My next question is like transitioning from what were you doing before that? Before you got into the financing and all that, you know?
Yes, so I've had a few entrepreneurial pursuits, throughout my life. I used to be a DJ, so we used to promote events, and that was entrepreneurial. And I'd probably say me doing that was a great segue to get into financial services, because I had to sell tickets. I had to keep tabs with units. How many numbers am I bringing into events and that kind of stuff? And who do you know? Because that ended up being the beginning of my database into the mortgage business. Two completely different industries, lessons that you could mirror between the two sides. I started mortgage broker side actually 12 months ago, but then I was at TD Bank as a mortgage specialist. It was very entrepreneurial because we were paid on commission, and I did that for about 5 years. And then prior to that, I was inside the branch as a bank officer, but we used to do mortgages. So I've been in the mortgage business I'd say at least 11 years. 6 of those as an entrepreneur, where you have to chase your own business, you find your own business, but primarily still in the financial services industry. So I work a lot with real estate agents, lawyers, private investors. So that's the kind of stuff that we do.
That's awesome, man. It's so you haven't really been like doing it full time. It hasn't been like a year or so.
It's been a year as a mortgage broker. So as a mortgage broker, I work under my own corp, but then I'm tied to like a bigger agency. Primarily, I find my own clients. I also, partner with real estate agents or even members of the community to get clients. And the main source of my business has actually been repeat clients, word of mouth referrals from clients that I've already helped. You've got all these clients that you've taken care of. It's like an army out there. They go out, they spread the word, and then you get more clients. So that's my biggest form of marketing, has been my personal brand. At the time when I was leaving TD Bank, I was worried that I was hiding behind this big brand being TD, and I was concerned that would I get business if I was myself? But then you come to the realization that you are a brand yourself. You're a personal brand, like Hanny Mobile. You are a brand. Hanny is a brand. And once people can resonate to that, it's easy for them to see that this is somebody that we can send business to. He doesn't have to be backed by this big organization, because you're a brand in itself. And that made the jump easy, and the transition was smooth.
No, that's a great point, bro. So Dennis, like, what has been the biggest challenge, going from a regular 9-to-5 job to getting into entrepreneurship? Because it's not completely different, right? Now you gotta...
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you wake up unemployed every day.
You've
got no job. As soon as you wake up, you're unemployed. So you have to find work. Right? It's a hunter-gatherer mindset. Hunter in the sense that low-hanging fruits, quick deals that you could close, get them to feed your family right away. And then I actually meant hunter-farmer mindset. So hunting in the sense that there's quick deals that you could do, you get paid quickly. And then the farming mindset is there's deals that you got to babysit. For example, somebody who's thinking about buying a house in 2 years. That's a farming deal, because you have to water the seed, be with them, and then hopefully you get them the time when they're ready. And hunting deals is I get a phone call. Hey, Dennis, I just put an offer on a house. I need financing. It's closing in 3 weeks. Can you do it for me? That's a hunting deal. Farming deal. Hey, Dennis, I'm thinking about buying a house. I don't know anything. I don't have my down payment yet. Could you help me? So that's a long term. I've done both almost in equal measure. Deals that close quickly and deals that you have to babysit and work with the clients until they're ready.
I like that perspective, bro. You gotta kind of play both games.
You have to, man.
In order to get some profit, and then to play. So
the long game and the short game.
There you go. Yeah, I like that, man. So I want to talk a little bit about your real estate journey. Because you say you're a mortgage brokerage. So what has been what do you think about the current real estate right now, the current market? And I know you said that you do a little bit of investing as well too. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes. Are you talking about real estate investing, or?
Yeah, like your journey into
Oh yes,
real estate and wanting to get into mortgage.
My journey into real estate started when I was in uni. When I was in uni, I had this dream of becoming a landlord, and I used to go to the library and take books on how to prepare you to be a landlord. Didn't really have the networks, because I felt like my mind at the time was so fixated on this, but I didn't have the people around me that I could talk to. But I knew that I wanted to be a landlord one day. So I ended up doing that. I ended up buying my first property when I was 24. Then I just kept building up on that. My journey in real estate and my excitement with real estate has always been from helping people achieve the goal of home ownership and to build wealth, building wealth and leaving legacies for the children or anybody that you want to leave a legacy to, whether it's your parents, depending on who, you know, you want to do that with. And it's been exciting because I've seen a lot of my clients buy homes that were $200,000 and in 2 years or 3 years, the home is now worth $350,000. And if you ask somebody, can you save $150,000 in 2 years on whatever income they're making, or 3 years, $150,000? Most people can't do that, but you've got that equity sitting in your property. And not to say that real estate will always appreciate, but it's been seen that the trend has been upwards, right? Especially in Canada, where we have a supply problem and there's a lot of people demanding homes, and immigration is obviously fueling that. So it's a great industry to be in. If there's anyone who's interested in being in real estate, there's so many things you can do in real estate. You could be a real estate agent, you could be an investor, you could be a wholesaler, you could be a mortgage broker, you could be, there's so much that you could do with real estate.
No, it's a big business.
It is. It's a big
business, man. Yeah. So Dennis, I wanted to ask you, as an entrepreneur, what's more important? Is it mindset or skill set?
I think it's a bit of both, although I would probably lean more towards the mindset, because the mindset then informs the skills that you acquire to help you be successful. Because if you have the wrong mindset and you have all the skills, you're not really going anywhere. Like, we've had down days where business is not coming, yet you're working 8-hour days. What do I mean by that? You're waking up every morning, you're making the call, looking for business, you're reaching out, you're doing your 8 hours, but it's not coming up. So the right mindset there would be not giving up. The light at the end of the tunnel is going to show up. I got to keep going. And then as you're doing that, obviously you're building your skills. Most of the skills that you get come from experience as you do deals. Most of the skills. I mean, the exam that you have to write to get a mortgage license, I'll be honest, man, it's really just an exam to get licensing. There's not much that I learned from that to apply to my business. Most of what I need to apply to my business is the conversation. How do you speak to clients? How do you engage them? How do you get information? How do you keep them reassured when things are falling apart and, the world seems to be crumbling below their feet? Those are the things that you develop over time. But you need the right mindset in the beginning. So to answer your question, you need a bit of both, skill set and mindset.
And then if you want to really go dig deep, you can go look at fixed mindset, growth mindset, to know where you are, right?
And limiting beliefs, see what's holding you back. Most of the time, limiting beliefs that come from you, rarely external. It's just your thoughts holding you back.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. You talked about talking to people. I think that's like kind of I feel like if there's one thing that pays the most money is being able to pick up that phone and, keep talking to people. So why is relationships and building a network so important? Especially in the field that you're in,
Oh, in the field that I'm in? Yeah. Almost the eat and be all, because the person that you know, person that you help, ends up talking to the next person who then comes to you. And then it becomes a domino effect. Talking to people, you're helping them, and then they're talking to more people. And then your nest just keeps widening. You're casting it wider. You start growing your business. You need to now increase capacity. Maybe bring in some young brokers to help you, bring assistants to help you work on deals, because you've just built this connection with human beings and people that's helping you grow the business. So I can't stress how important it is to maintain that networking and connection with people. That's what's going to build your business. That's really what it is. You can't be in this business and hate people, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%, boy. Spot on, man. So Dennis, maybe you could talk a little bit about your background, bro, because we're both from Africa, right? So talk a little bit about your background, where you came from and kind of where you were, because I wanted to ask you about like where we come from. We're not really thought about like reading relationships, like wealth, building wealth, and like ownership. We don't understand those things. So why is that so important, especially in our community?
So I'm originally from Kenya. I walk around with my passport right here. And I moved to Canada when I was 16 with my parents. And Canada is really my second home, or my new home, or my home. Now, if you ask me, I'll tell you I'm Canadian and I'm Kenyan. And in our community, I remember growing up, my dad always used to tell me, finish school, get a job. Finish school, get a job, right? It's only recently that I guess things clicked for him as well, where he changed the tact and he's now talking about how do you end up owning a business? What's the path to owning a business? How do you own the means of production? And it's a conversation that I'm passing on to my kids. And I'm trying to do that as early as I can, so that the mindset that they grow up with hopefully is different from the one that I grew up with. I ended up making friends when I finished uni and hanging out with people who had entrepreneurial pursuits that in a way rubbed off on me. And I ended up following that path. But if I can get my kids to think as owners from a young age, and the best employees that anybody could ever have is an employee who thinks like an owner. Right? Even though they don't last, because they'll end up going out and doing their own thing. In our community, the message that's been passed from what I'm in my own experience is, find a job. And 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with 9 to 5. Everything I know and everything that I'm doing right now was built and created from my experience as a 9-to-5er. Like I did the 9-to-5 and I'm thankful. And 9-to-5 is probably for everybody. I mean, for somebody out there. Somebody out there whose 9-to-5 is for them, but it's not for everybody. The message that I think we should be sending within our community is let's try to build something, and if we can share it among the community, because most of my clients tend to be members of the diaspora, like African diaspora. I help a lot of Black people, name it. I've helped every person that you can think of, from Indians, Chinese, everyone. I get a lot of support from members of our community because those are the clients that, I don't know if I should say feel comfortable, or I've just made them feel comfortable dealing with me, but I don't know if that answers your question.
No, man, that's profound, man. You talked about we're programmed. I think the right word is like programming, because you don't wake up one day to work for somebody else. It's like it's your upbringing. You can look at your past, your parents. Those lessons that you learned, that's profound, bro. And to segue into that, like now being a mortgage broker, especially in the economy that we're in now, why is the ownership piece so important? Because you talk about option trading, the stock market, we have real estate, why is that so crucial to start investing your money or start dabbling into putting your money to work?
To work for you, absolutely. See, I trade options as well. So besides just being a mortgage broker, I'm an options trader, and I take the short side in options trading. You probably understand what that means. I sell options. Like most of my opening positions end up being credit positions as opposed to buying options, right? It's been okay, hoping that one day I'll leave this legacy of mortgage brokering with somebody else and sail into the sunset as an options trader. That's a plan. Not to say that I don't like being a mortgage broker, but it's my exit strategy. That's what I'm saying. But to all my clients out there, I'm not gonna leave you guys dry. I'll still be here. Praying to God. The idea behind money going to work, because money is really a tool. You can't get money and just dig a hole and put it there because you don't want it to get lost. No, you need to deploy it, let it go to work for you, hopefully make more money, and then use it to create a better environment for your family and the community around you.
100%. Money is a tool, man. You got to use it. And when you're doing option trading, literally just money is going up, it's going down. So you're accustomed
wins and losses, man.
There you go.
Wins and losses.
That's the game, man. Earlier, Dennis, you were talking about like you were reading books. You were kind of trying to get into becoming a landlord, and I think that's one thing about like entrepreneurship is you become a lifelong learner.
Absolutely.
Among yourself and studying those successful people, like what's one trait that you've learned from them so far?
One trait that I've learned, especially on the real estate side, has been, especially on the landlording side, like one of my mentors, his name is Paul Sinclair. He's a realtor. Like the one thing he taught me was how to screen tenants. Like if you're a landlord, how to properly screen tenants so that you get the right tenants, because you're stuck with the tenants. As soon as they walk into your property and they sign a lease, you're stuck with them, and you have to make sure that you go through the screening process with utmost due diligence so that you get the right person. The other thing is, another mentor of mine, Bill Warnick, he taught me picking up the phone, especially when there's problems. Sometimes we hide behind text messages. Pick up the phone, talk it out. As you talk on the phone, you can gauge tonality. You can sense, okay, based on how the voice on the other side is coming through, this is how they feel. This is text messages. A lot is lost when you're just texting. That's one thing I try to use a lot in my business. Finally, with options trading is following the trend. When stock is going up, don't say, oh, I'm buying it at the high. Just jump with the trend and go with it. And if it's tanking, monitor the trend. If it keeps going down, deploy whatever positions you need to deploy to take advantage of the drop.
I like that, man. You got to follow the trend.
Follow the trend.
Buy the dip, sell the rip, man. I know how to get this, man. I understand it. So Dennis, man, tell me, like, what's the greatest lesson you've learned about money so far, man?
Oh, man. Greatest lesson I've learned about money. Oh, man, money comes and goes, man. It comes and goes, but the idea of compound interest, and here's the greatest lesson I've learned. For you to be rich, you need to be rich. Like you got to have money to make money. And it's interesting because when they say the rich get richer, don't say that with negativity, because there's a reason why I say that. Because once you have money, you can do a lot more things and make more money and hopefully improve your life and improve the lives of the people around you. I love money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could start diversification.
Yeah.
You can start diversifying your money, man. Once
Exactly.
you get
Yeah.
some money.
Yeah, man. I'm sure you can add more to that, man. Like it's,
Yeah.
man, you can't hate money, man, because
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
love it so it comes to you.
And just have that abundance. Don't chase it.
Abundance mindset,
Let
man.
it come to you.
Abundance mindset, that's key, especially in a business where there's like gatekeeping, with information, with everything. Everybody's trying to gatekeep. Okay, not everybody, but some people want to gatekeep and they don't want to share information. They feel like, oh, if they come in, then I'm not gonna eat. No, trust me. The way the universe is set up, it's set up in a way that everybody can enjoy the pot and everyone will be okay. Let them in. Let's enjoy it together, because that abundance mindset is what opens up doors.
100%, man. Have that abundance and give it.
Absolutely.
Come back to you. So, Dennis, to close it up here, what do you think about the current state of real estate right now and how the market is kind of going, being especially as a mortgage specialist?
Yes. So right now rates are dropping. So many multi-unit properties being built, especially around my neighborhood here. There's a supply and demand disequilibrium, meaning there's more demand and less supply. And the fact that in Canada, we occupy land mass that's within 100 kilometers of the US border. So 90% of Canadians live within 100 kilometers of the US border. So the whole northern side of that vast land area, nobody's living there. So we're fighting for this space, just 100 kilometers of the 49th parallel, trying to live on this space here. What that then does is it creates this, and then immigration too, because new Canadians coming in, they need housing. So that continues spurring the desire to build more units. And I think we're heading to a space where there's going to be a need for real estate professionals of all kinds, whether it's realtors, mortgage brokers, wholesalers, you name it. We're heading to a space where we need to have more units out. With rates dropping, that's going to even encourage more people to want to buy. It's going to make home prices maybe even increase, because high demand, low supply, prices have to move. And in most cases, they move up. It's going to be interesting. Like the next few years is going to be interesting. And with the elections coming up, who knows how things will go from there. If there's going to be a change of government, what kind of policies will they be introducing? There's lots that's going to be happening in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, the market looks interesting. Even on the stock market side too, it's I mean, there's a lot going on.
Jerome Powell gets up to speak and the market moves. Such a powerful man.
Yeah. I'm in my SPX trade. I'm up 3,000%. You know that game, Yeah.
Wow.
No, man, that's profound, bro.
Yeah.
What's one word that you can leave us out with, man? You know what I mean? For being on here, man.
I would say resilience, man. That's a key word that I want to leave you guys with. Resilience in the face of adversity. If you're facing challenges, whether it's financial or personal, just resilience, reaching out, get help. And a lot of times, if you're at the lows of lows, there's a light that's just about to open up for you. Things will get better. There's the analogy of the guy who's digging for diamonds, and right when they're about to make their last strike and have all these diamonds revealed to them, they give up and they turn around and they walk away. That last hit would have got you to what you needed. Yeah, resilience for sure.
100%, man. You gotta win, man. You're challenging yourself. You get put down more, and then you gotta get back up. And that's kind of the game, man. So, Dennis, where can people find you, and tell us what you got coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. So look for me on Instagram, Mortgage Pro Maritim. So Mortgage Pro Maritim. My last name is Maritim, and it's spelled just like the maritime provinces in Canada, but no E at the end. So Mortgage Pro Maritim. You can find me on Instagram, and we're putting together a basketball tournament actually. MBA, which stands for Manitoba Basketball African Association, is putting together a tournament on September 20th, 21st, and 28th. The name of the tournament is Ball for a Cause. Essentially, these very talented ball players come together, play against each other, entertain the crowd. And the essence of it is to raise funds for a cause within our community. So if you're free, please come through September 20th, 21st, and we'll have the championship game on the 28th. And we'd love to have you guys.
That's amazing, bro. And I'm definitely gonna be there. Team of Richard all the way, man.
You guys should win, man.
We're gonna go, man. I appreciate it, bro. And you're doing amazing things, bro. I love the community aspect of things, being able to create a ball for cause, people to come together, where they're not fighting, they're not arguing, they're playing basketball and having a good time. And creating that environment to connect with people, as well too, because the community definitely needs that, bro. Keep up what you're doing, bro. As a mortgage specialist, we definitely gonna do some business in the future for sure.
I got you.
We definitely gonna refer some more people to you, man.
Thank you, man.
100%, man. So we're gonna sign out for today. This is the Hanny Show. My guy Dennis, I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for having me, man.
So stay tuned for the next one.